There's finally some new reports about what's going on with Alexa Bliss, so we'll take a look at what's going on there. We'll also take a look at the discussion with Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair, and why Paige is calling out WWE. Let's start things off with this Alexa Bliss update. Even though Alexa Bliss has vanished from WWE television after her return at Elimination Chamber, she's still in the headlines because everyone is trying to figure out what sense it made to bring her back if there was no plans for her. Well, reports have now given everyone the answer that we pretty much knew already, and that's the fact that yes, there is no immediate plans for Alexa Bliss in the coming weeks. No WrestleMania plans, and the next time we see her may be after WrestleMania season. So again, not a shocking report at all. Everyone sort of figured that was the case. But this report makes us once again ask the question that everyone has been asking for several weeks now, and that's of course, what was the point of bringing Alexa Bliss back at Elimination Chamber if there was no story set in stone for her return? That decision is still very much unexplainable. The only logical way to tie everything back together and try to make sense of everything is for Alexa Bliss to return at the Raw after WrestleMania to confront, possibly, the new Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair. Bianca is probably going to have this big celebration on Raw, and rightfully so, because if she does defeat Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, she'll improve to 2 wins and 0 losses at WrestleMania. So she's out here celebrating on Raw. She did it. She won a title for the 2nd consecutive year at WrestleMania. She's got her sweet revenge on Becky Lynch, thinks everything is smooth sailing after that, and that's when she gets confronted by the returning Alexa Bliss. And this is how you could connect that pointless Elimination Chamber return for Alexa Bliss and make a bit of sense out of it. Alexa would confront Bianca at this big Raw after WrestleMania, and now the script is flipped. Alexa's now out for revenge because of how Bianca Belair embarrassed her at Elimination Chamber. So that is sort of like a basic foundation of how you can bring Alexa back and tie in that Elimination Chamber appearance by Alexa that WWE hasn't even acknowledged ever since. The only issue with a Bianca versus Alexa story is that Alexa Bliss basically has to win because she can't afford another loss. Like we mentioned before, Alexa went without being pinned for well over a year, but now she's on a losing streak and has dropped 2 of her last WWE matches by pinfall. She was pinned by Charlotte Flair, the return after several months, just to get pinned again by Bianca Belair. So Alexa can't really afford to get into another feud with Bianca Belair just to get pinned and lose again. If that happens, basically her momentum would be gone. And it's interesting because a fan posted a scary comparison between The Fiend's last few appearances and Alexa Bliss's last few appearances, and it's kind of bizarre how it matches up. In this fan's graphic, they put the moment of The Fiend getting set on fire side by side with Alexa Bliss getting pinned by Charlotte Flair at Extreme Rules. And this is a great comparison because in both of those cases, everyone expected The Fiend and Alexa Bliss to win. Everyone thought The Fiend would easily beat Randy Orton in that Inferno match. But when it ended with The Fiend being lit on fire, as everyone knows, that was the beginning of the end. Then, with Extreme Rules being in Alexa Bliss's hometown and this long journey that she had back to the title picture, everyone thought Alexa had a realistic chance of defeating Charlotte. But instead, she defeated and disappeared for months, similar to The Fiend. Then, the next comparison was The Fiend's Fastlane return and Alexa Bliss's Elimination Chamber return. Both huge returns, where everyone thought everything was about to take off into something big. But in both cases, it led to nothing. Then the last comparison was The Fiend getting pinned by Randy Orton and Alexa Bliss getting pinned by Bianca Belair. Again, another similar situation. This was a return match for both Alexa Bliss and The Fiend, and they both lost their big return matches. That match would end up being the final dagger in Bray Wyatt's WWE career, and Alexa's loss now has her sitting on the sidelines with no plans. So it's scary how similar those events were for Alexa Bliss and The Fiend. But everyone is trying to keep their hopes up for Alexa's future direction. Again, no one really has high expectations anymore for Alexa's direction. They really let us down with the pointless therapy sessions and pointless Elimination Chamber return. And then you also have Alexa tweeting about how she doesn't even know what's going on. So it is a complete mess right now, but all we can really do is just wait and see. With Alexa Bliss now confirmed to be out for WrestleMania season, it would appear that the Raw after WrestleMania is the ideal spot for her to return. But if she doesn't return on that show, then who even knows what's going on anymore? There was this discussion going around online about how Becky and Bianca have a strong case to be in the WrestleMania main event during night one. Of course, their story dates back to last summer when Becky Lynch stole the title from Bianca in 26 seconds and then proceeded to cheat her way out of every rematch with Bianca Belair. Now, Bianca has earned her way back to the title picture and is picking up the story with Becky, so there's a lot of history and depth there. Some fans are even arguing the point that due to the extra depth to their story, they should have a case to main event night one over Charlotte and Ronda Rousey. That was a whole big battle of words between the fans on that topic. But Becky Lynch even jumped into the discussion, confirming why this really was bigger than Roman and Brock or Charlotte and Ronda. Becky had this to say, quote, "The only two women in history to win the main event of WrestleMania. You tell me what the biggest match in WrestleMania history is." End quote. Becky brings up another great point. This match between Becky and Bianca features the only two women who have won WrestleMania main events up to this point. Both women's title matches will be taking place on night one, so naturally, they'll be compared to each other. So we'll have to wait and see what match outshines the other. If Becky Lynch wins, it will be her third consecutive WrestleMania win. If Bianca wins, it'll be her second consecutive WrestleMania win. So we'll see how that turns out. WWE 2K22 is releasing soon and surprisingly features over 30 released superstars who are no longer with the company. So several talent that recently left WWE or were recently released will still be playable characters in the game, but some superstars that are currently signed to the company are missing from the game's roster. Paige took to Twitter to call out WWE 2K Games on how she was left out of the game. Paige's WWE contract is set to expire late this spring, but she was obviously under contract throughout the entire creation of the game. So for her to be left out is definitely weird. Paige also noted that Zelina Vega, Doudrop, the Bella Twins, and more are also not on this game's playable roster. So that did catch a lot of people's attention. But like some fans also pointed out, maybe these missing superstars get added in late as DLC or other purchasable content down the line. So we'll have to see how that turns out as well for WWE 2K22. But what are your thoughts on all of today's stories? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.